as a good person in Nigeria, you can't survive as a good person in Nigeria. There's a dimension of purpose that you only know in pain. My boss, and I told him about it, that I needed help to get my form. And that was when he told me, it's something I can help you. Rub my back, I rub your back.
That's one thing I've noticed in my few days being here. There's this survival instinct by default in the life of an average Nigerian. It's
every Nigerian.
Okay, wow. She said every Nigerian.
Every Nigerian. Every Nigerian. Not average.
Advise guys in diaspora before we go.
Hello, if you're listening to me and you're a Nigerian in diaspora, please stay where you are. Stay where you are. The truth is, most Nigerians, the definition of mentorship is like, I don't know where they got it from. They just feel like you should be so responsible for their life. So you see,
should be so responsible for their life
as a mentor.
Why?
That's how they see it. So when you see somebody actually placing a price to mentorship, it's because they know what their eyes are seeing. Their eyes don't see shaky. My parents are married for more than 35 years. So whenever...
But how come this generation cannot even be in a relationship?
It is because a lot of things have gone wrong in this generation. A lot.
Such as? You're a coach. Please enlighten us.
I mean, the social media is that platform that should I call it a leveler?
Okay.
So the only limitation you have on social media is yourself. Because the major reason why I post and it feels like, okay, you're directing to women, is that even the men, they don't know how to engage on social media.
How?
Except if it is a controversial issue. Other students from the school where the boy attended entered this house and started destroying things. Children I'm talking to you about 11, 12, 13. You try to see children picking up sticks and hitting a car for that age. It's terrible. That's why I said what is to come is more than VDM. Because if this is a society we are raising.
Are you saying that Nigeria are literally a walking time bomb, or what's going on?
That's just it. So from all of these experiences I gathered, I saw it that this life or these experiences were not just made for me. It happened for a reason. I didn't just feel that I was just selected to suffer. Like I asked my lecturer, was that 2 weeks ago? And I asked, he was thinking it was a serious question. I said, sir, what problem would this solve in our Nigerian economy?
So indirectly from what you were saying, Nigerian curriculum of education also somehow needs to change.
It needs a reform. Okay, let's just get what is going to work now. It's what make people get into pressure. So somebody can just go, because you just got into maybe 2 movies on Nollywood, the next thing we are seeing you with BBL. And you didn't ask yourself, how long are you going to be in the movies? How long am I going to be there? Is it that there's something, and the way I see life, like I define purpose is a journey. You don't see yourself, okay, what if there's a dimension of me that's supposed to be a politician tomorrow?
Why is it easier for you ladies to be friends with guys than you ladies be friends with your fellow ladies? I need an answer.
Because we know that we are trouble.
You guys are trouble?
Yes.
With your fellow comrade?
Yes, we are trouble.
How?
Ladies, we know we are trouble.
All right, like I said, relax. It's going to be fun. We're going to talk, get to know you better, and hopefully get to see which country are you intending to go. Hopefully South Africa. I campaign for it all the time. People are like, I'm biased. I should stop saying that.
Okay, I think I mentioned that to someone lately. And I was saying, okay, this year, I think I want to start with African, because, if you're growing up in Nigeria, you just want to, when you feel like you want to go out of the country, the first thing that's going to your mind is either US or UK.
US or UK or
but
Canada.
Coming up, I realized that it starts from somewhere. Like, let me go around the other parts of Africa, because it starts from home. There are lots of development that really happen. I admire Kenya a lot. I admire Rwanda a lot. And I admire South Africa too. So lately I mentioned to my friend, because I was telling him, he said, do you even have plans to go out of the country? I said, yes, this year I'm trying to make plans. He said, where are you planning to go to? I started South Africa. He said, South what? South what? Say, why not? Why not? There was one country he mentioned, was it Tunisia or something?
Yeah.
I said, no, I think I want to see South Africa. They have their stories. I've seen a whole lot of their stuff. There are things that, especially one thing I love especially about South Africa,
okay,
is the way, should I say that singing aspect. I think that culture, the way they sing and carry stories, they do storytelling in their singing. I love listening to South Africa even when I don't understand anything they are saying.
Yeah.
Like, I want to literally experience it, maybe just sit around and just hear South Africans singing like in the land and feel it in my bones. So yeah, that's what we think.
So South Africa, it's your number one. Why Kenya for you?
Kenya, for me, it's the should I say the nature and other things that has to do. I realize that they have a lot of natural, from animals to the real nature thing.
Okay.
And then the historical, I have read some books that travel down their history. There's one of my favorite books by what's his name? The Rivers Between. What's his name? I can't remember. Ngugi wa Thiong'o.
Okay, I think
I read this book. Their colonial, pre-colonial history, and so far their development, and that's really why I want to be there.
So that's Kenya and Rwanda?
Rwanda, yes, still their story.
Still their you watch the movie Hotel Rwanda or sometimes in April?
I think sometime in April. I've not even seen the other one. But then their development too is something. And I have been able to connect with a whole lot of Rwandans on my social media platforms. Yeah. So I've had online meetings with them and all of those stuff. So it remains more like a physical connection.
That's the thing I'm looking for.
That's Rwanda.
All right, family, that's how we start the show, literally, without her knowing that we've actually started the show, so that everybody can see we're rude.
And I never thought of it.
I told her off air that I have a conversation, I do interview and stuff, and so literally, we're about to start the show.
Oh, wow.
Family, welcome again to the Nigerian special about bridging the divide here in Nigeria. I'm currently in Abuja, in Eaton Gold Estate official office. I promise you I've forgotten the address now, but you'll find it on the screen there. So today I'm sitting with Kathryn, and I think her narrative on the social media platform got my attention, and I started chatting with her, and here she is. I think she sent me a profile, but I don't want to talk much about her profile because I want her to say the way she would say it. With the fact that now we know that she's interested in going to Kenya, South Africa, and Rwanda. And for me, I'm happy about the Rwanda side of, the South African side of things. So to my South African family, I think let's make something work for her to come. You never can tell. But we'll see a reason why she needs to come at the moment and as we talk. So welcome, Kathryn, to AfriOne show.
Thank you so much. It's a privilege. It's an honor to be here.
So for people who now know that you want to go to Kenya, Rwanda, South Africa,
okay,
who am I talking to?
You're talking to the world at this point.
Okay, your name is the world.
You're talking to the world at this point.
Tell me more about you.
Okay, I'm Kathryn Esther Clement. And a whole lot of people hear my name and they're like, why are you answering 3 English names as a Nigerian? Well,
thank God you actually answered the question because I was like, okay, I'm looking for some in-betweens.
In-betweens, because a whole lot of people see me. I am from the part of the world where people just want to tag you to a place and want to relate with you because you are from somewhere. So I don't buy in that narrative. I want to keep you guessing until you finally get to know who I am.
So was it intentional for you to remove your native name?
Yes, it's very intentional.
But your native name is in your document?
Definitely.
And I need to know.
My native name is in my document. Like once you hold my document, you mean my native name. Okay. But on the social media, people are quick to say, she's our sister. She's this. Yeah.
I see the comeback you're doing.
Yes.
Okay.
So I love keeping a whole lot of people in guess. Okay, where is she from exactly? Is she white? Is she Nigerian? And all of that. But I'm fully Nigerian. I'm a full-blooded Igbo girl from Imo State.
Igbo.
Yes, I'm Igbo. And a whole lot of people don't get to believe this, but yes, it is what it is. I'm Igbo.
I'm tempted to ask you, what's your in-between name?
Chidera.
Yes. The way you even pronounce it shows you're Igbo. I pronounce it that way, so it's okay. So parents, mom, dad, Igbo, or mixed breed?
Mom, dad, Igbo.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you get to Abuja, by the way?
Okay. I followed my parents.
You said you followed your parents?
Okay.
Because we want to journey with you before we take you to Rwanda, Kenya, and South Africa.
Yeah. So we moved in here in 2007. Actually, the amazing thing is that my dad came here earlier That was about
So you were not born in Abuja?
No, I was
Okay.
born in Lagos.
All right.
We're actually based in Lagos. I started school in primary school in Lagos. And I think somewhere in 2004, 2005, my dad had to come down to Abuja, leaving my mom and us in Lagos. And, he came to seek greener pasture. And then, things started going well for him here in Abuja, and the place was favoring him. And then he called my mom and he said, "We need to come for holiday in Abuja." Guess what, guys? We are still on holiday.
Holiday, how many years now is holiday?
So since 2007 to 2025.
Wow.
Longest holiday ever. So we have been on holiday.
I think your dad decided to play that issue because if he says we are moving, you guys will not.
Yeah, but truly, he never had intentions that we were going to move.
So who convinced in the settling? Dad or mom?
I haven't really asked that. I haven't really paid attention. But when mom came here and, she saw that things were better, and my dad, it seems like there was no plan of coming back.
Okay.
So I feel they just decided that we should settle in here.
Okay, which is fair. Now let's go straight, because of time. Let's go straight into your career as a coach and all of that. How did you find yourself into that very particular space?
Okay.
Because I enjoy stories, because for me, before the glory we see, there must be something behind the story.
Yeah.
So how did you get yourself into that very particular space?
So I go by a title, Yours Inspiration, and that's because I see myself as an inspiration to myself and a whole lot of people around me. So it started just like the journey started. My parents came here and it seems like everything was good, everything was settled until Nigeria happened, or should I say until life happened. Yeah, Nigeria happened to my dad. I would say his business and everything. So that brought me to this part of life that I never expected. I didn't see coming. Like, I just wanted to be I wanted to just grow up like a normal girl, know what it means to have your parents as sponsors, go through school, and just, live the normal life that I feel it's normal. But then when life happened, I realized that it brought me to that part where I needed to take responsibility very early. So as little as 11, I knew what it means to start working.
At 11?
At 11, yeah. And I have 6 other siblings. We are 7.
Who's the first?
I'm the second. I have an elder brother who is currently based in Lagos.
Okay.
And so I had to see life from a whole different perspective, from my childhood down till 10, I experienced love for my dad, for my parents and everything. But from 11, that was about me being in secondary school. I started seeing that things have changed. I needed to work to assist in my school fees. I knew how to braid hairs. I would stay the weekend. My school had a hostel for both boys and girls. And so at the end of every weekend, I'll stay back and braid hairs for 100 naira each and gather some bit of money. And, that was my hustle, even as a young girl. And I also put together with laundry. I laundry for people and all of those things.
When you were going through those experiences, how was it for you? Because I'm just trying to fathom 11 years.
Yeah. Then, to me, I really didn't.
Then so was it a norm that time?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't a norm. In fact, when I started questioning the whole fact was about when I was 15, 16. That was when I was supposed to graduate, write my WAEC examination and I discovered that I couldn't write.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had to drop out in SS2 instead of SS3.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
So that's when, the maturity comes in. You start thinking differently when you start getting older, because I could literally see that my other classmates were set to write, that their parents were taking responsibility for all of these things. And look at me right here, I couldn't. And, I drop into my parents' conversation a lot. They don't like worrying around us. But I know how to drop on them. So I dropped into their conversation and I knew they were really worried. They were really, really, really worried. I think I listened to their conversation one time. They thought we had all slept and they were they were thinking of how they would take us out of the private school we attended to a government school. And I knew how bad the government school was. So what I just did, that was before I dropped out. I woke up and I told them, I don't want to go to school for this thing. They asked why. I was like, everything they are teaching, they've taught it before. Trust me, it's not as serious as it is. And somehow I was able to convince them, and I told them my siblings can remain. So that was just my strategy.
The strategy to make sure that the pressure is not heavy on. Wow.
So
and this is at 15.
Yes. That was just my strategy.
Okay.
And immediately after that, I went on to look for a job, and my mom refused that it won't be a hotel job or a bar, because that was usually the trending then. It's either a hotel or a bar or something. That's where in Nigeria they feel as a young person, that's the only place you are capable, because a lot of young people then, I don't know now, but a lot of young people then, nobody looks into teaching, because teaching won't, I don't even blame them, because teaching won't pay.
Okay.
At then, it is doing jobs like that. You can get tips for the weekend and all of those stuff. But my mom said no. My mom said, hard a road, you won't hawk. You won't work in a bar, you won't work in a hotel, and you won't do this ajo. There's this contribution, we call it ajo, where you go from street to street to collect people's money for savings.
Okay.
My mom had that principle. Those jobs you won't do. So I was left with an alternative to teach, which I got my first job, a teaching job.
Okay.
Then I realized why a whole lot of people don't go for teaching, because the school I got a job in, I was paid 3,000 naira as my first salary. And I was teaching 5 classes.
3,000 for 5 classes.
I was teaching primary 1, primary 2, primary 3, primary 4, primary 5. And trust me, on some days when some of my colleagues don't show up.
So each classes were paid 300.
And some days,
but I'm trying to calculate it so it makes sense to me.
Should I even say it's less than, because it's not just one subject.
Huh?
Yes. It's not one subject. So I take English, social studies, and health education.
Nigeria, now I see why you say
Nigeria never happened.
Exactly. Nigeria never happened to you.
But to me then, I always tell people that where I learned that word, toiletries, was from my first boss, which was the guy that paid me 3,000 naira. When I got the job, and he says, you see, you don't have a certificate. You don't have a degree or anything. So I am helping you. I'm giving you this 3,000 so that I can use for your toiletries. Somehow that was
that's talking to your head and stuff. So from that experience, how did you now navigate it down to this you that's...
Yeah. So it's all of those things came up together down right from when I started that job, because at a point I had to resign from that job, because at that point was when I should have written my WAEC with my classmate. I was thinking I was going to save enough to get some WAEC from, but I couldn't. I had to wait. But in this season, when I was trying to save, I approached my boss, and I told him about it, that I needed help to get my form. And that was when he told me, it's something I can help you. Rub my back, I rub your back. In Nigeria, if you know what that means, like I can give you this money. It's a small money. Just let's play cards. Let's do this. And I resigned. So I couldn't do that, and carried over to the next year.
Okay.
And when I carried over, I worked in a laundry house where I washed clothes and all of those things. But all of these things, I stayed home for 5 years. I was able to write WAEC after that first year waiting. I wrote, and my result was absolutely amazing.
So you stayed 5 years because...
After writing JAM, at this point, it was not just...
there's this thing called JAM.
It's the trending one right now. I wrote JAM the first
time. It's the trending one right now?
Yeah, because you're seeing a whole lot of students fail JAM. Well, I have my reservation on that topic, because I don't want to blame the students completely, and at the same time, I don't want to blame the government.
I think why she's saying that, please, guys, hear me. I don't understand it, because I came from diaspora community and Nigerians and the Nigerian educational system. I need you to help me explain, why do you need JAM to get to university when you actually clear your WAEC that's literally in so-called developed country? For example, let me say the one in South Africa. The moment you finish, we call it matric. The moment you finish your matric, It's straight to university. There is no this jump thing you call. So please, educational people, you who are smarter than me in the educational space, please, I need you to explain to me, why do we need jump to get to university when you have cleared, like you said, you cleared your WAEC?
And it doesn't end in jump.
What else again is included?
If jump gives you admission, you write post UTN. When you get to the admission, before you get the admission in some school, there's another exam. Is it post UTN?
Guys, I didn't do school in Nigeria, so I've just exposed myself, so it's okay.
So Nigeria never happened to you. You literally see why.
I think I've passed that side when Nigeria happened.
You literally see why most Nigerians are traumatized. This.
So you mean after WAEC there is jam, after jam there is something again you need to do to get to university?
Post UTME. I think I wrote that 2 times when I applied for ABU Zaria and I still did not get admission.
And you guys wonder why when people leave Nigeria, you expect them to come back home?
Exactly. Yeah, so I won't advise anybody who needs to come back. I won't do that.
Okay, look at the camera. Advise guys in diaspora before we go.
Hello, if you're listening to me and you're a Nigerian in diaspora, please stay where you are. Stay where you are. If that place is doing you well, you feed good morning, afternoon, night, you have shelter over your head, especially a responsible government. You can go to a hospital and they do a proper checkup on you without cutting your neck off. Stay where you are. Yeah, just stay.
No. Are you saying that Nigeria is not investment return strategy for diaspora guys, or what's going on?
See.
Nigeria never put to you. That's what I would have left again. Keep your money that side.
You can only give some level of explanation when you've experienced some things. No, I literally traveled to Benin City from Abuja to write my last JAMB. That was the 4th time. Yes. This JAMB that they are dragging students on their neck. I traveled from Abuja to Benin to write JAMB. Why? I was trying to register in centers here. They say centers are full.
Guys, you see, I'm confused. I'm in the federal capital territory,
yes,
which is more like the Pretoria in South Africa. And I'm hearing this. I think I'm close to the government. Maybe I need to go meet the government and ask them what's going on.
Nigeria never happened to you because
amen. I think I should be saying amen for the first time now.
Yes, so that's just it. So from all of these experiences I gathered, I saw it that this life or these experiences were not just made for me. It happened for a reason. I didn't just feel that I was just selected to suffer.
So you were selected?
You're not selected.
Who picked you on that?
I don't know, but
I was selected to suffer.
I was just selected to suffer for nothing. But I had to see the message in the mess. I had to draw inspiration from everything that happened, from the waiting period, from the process, from everything that happened. And that made me start putting bit by bit. When I started on social media, if you see some of my posts there, it's just like, don't give up, don't do this. And literally those days, it was just me writing to myself. I didn't see the point that one day will come and I was going to have 100K followers. Some days I just feel the way I feel and I just put it out on social media. I don't direct it to myself, but I direct it like I'm talking to people. Literally, it was me. So that was how I started.
And this was when?
This was, let's say officially, let's say 2018.
Okay.
2018, 2019. So I started.
Like 7, 8 years now.
Yes. I started putting out all of those things. There was no direction. I just knew that somebody was going through what I was going through. Or somebody somewhere might be feeling the way I was feeling, but I needed to just let them know that someone else somewhere understands it.
Because I'm happy that you, like you said, you passed through those very particular challenge and you find yourself where you are now to the point that you've grown your followership online. A young person currently now listening to you in the mess that's, like you said, you were selected for. In the mess that you were selected for, a young person is currently going through it now and they are looking at it from a standpoint of survivor. What message will you send to that person to say, okay, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to do it. This is how you need to find your identity. Because remember, the person is in a mess. That's one thing I've noticed in my few days being here. There's this survivor instinct by default in the life of an average Nigerian. It's
every Nigerian.
Okay, wow. She said every Nigerian.
Every Nigerian. Every Nigerian. Not average, please.
Okay, explanation. Because clearly, look as if I need to be updated, okay?
Because if, let's start with the people we call rich.
Okay.
If you are rich, in quote, and you understand the true meaning of riches, wealth, you won't be trying to pick from other people. You're trying to pick from other people who are trying to live. Is you trying to survive?
Oh, yeah.
Then you who is average, or you call yourself average, there's this mentality you have literally come up with. If I don't, this why in Nigeria, hustle.
Yeah, hustle. Yeah.
If I don't hustle, so if this does, this is the point where the average Nigerian has like plan A to Z. We don't just have, when a white man speaks, he say, I have plan A and plan B. We don't do that here in Nigeria. In Nigeria has plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, counting onward. It's literally.
I'm deflated.
It's literally. So everybody's, and even the one who is still picking stuff to survive. That's why he thinks that the only solution is to steal.
So to the person now who is trying to find a purpose, to narrow it down to what you're professional doing currently, what advice will you give to that young person?
I would tell the person that there's a dimension of purpose that you only know in pain.
Say it again. Let me clean my eye to hear.
There's a dimension of your purpose that you only know in pain.
There's a dimension of your purpose that you only know in pain.
That is to say, you need to go through a level of pain sometimes to find your purpose in it.
Wow. How important that is.
Very important. Now, if you are struggling, or you tell yourself, sorry, not struggling right now. You tell yourself, I want to be a medical doctor. And you go through, maybe you write a medical exam for the first time and you did not pass. You might just tell yourself, it did not work. Let me just go and do something else. But if you have been in that situation where you watch someone, your mother, your sibling, or somebody die because there was lack of medical efficiency, there's a different kind of push you have. You're not just like the person who wants to give up after one try.
Wow. There is a level of pain. It starts to be,
there's a level of dimension. There's a dimension of your purpose you only know in pain. So the season where I literally told myself school was not made for me. And there was a season after waiting for 4 years, I told myself, after traveling to Zaria, getting uni Abuja and all of those things, writing JAMB in Benin, at a point I told myself school was not made for me. So right now when people, and it's funny that right now when people come to me and tell me I wrote JAMB for how many years and this thing, I can easily talk to them and understand, because
now I'm interested in, after you wrote JAMB, wrote everything on code, permit me, this question it may sound somehow for you, but it's okay. How do you then find a way of branding yourself to the point that you are doing what you're doing excellently well and people can literally listen to you? Like you say, you have over 100,000 people listening to you every day and trying to, for lack of a better word, draw energy from you. Yeah. What were the things that was going through your mind for you to brand yourself to become this very particular specialist that is literally sitting on AfriOne show right now?
So what was going through my mind was that, like I said, I knew it wasn't, I was not selected to suffer just to suffer, but to help people come out of it.
But a lot of people could go through the suffering and literally move on with their life. So what makes your own different?
Mine is different because...
She loves it.
Well, mine is different because, number one, I'm someone that loves family.
Okay.
So each time I think giving up, I think family.
Okay.
That is to say, when I see my family, I can never think of giving up again.
So your family was a motivation?
My family is my motivation till date. Then you see the people that believes in me. Like when I told myself that it's in school was not meant for me.
Yeah.
There was someone, my someone I call my spiritual leader and director. It was the one that looked at me and said, you must go to school. And he literally paid just to make sure I get every exams and every, I saw how that people were drawing strength from what I do. Like I get messages, I get DMs, I get people say, "Oh, this thing you posted, you were literally talking to me, you were literally speaking to me." So I told myself, it's better you become more intentional with this because it's not going to end this way. So I saw all of those people. That my people that believe in me.
Yeah, yeah.
Then that's my second level of motivation. Then my final level of motivation is the people that I believe I am sent to. Because like I said, I was not selected to suffer for nothing. Like, I believe that there are some people that my story is supposed to be an inspiration to them. So these people are my motivation.
I'm tempted to ask, you end up finishing the school.
Yes.
How important is school in the Nigerian ecosystem of things now? Welcome to AfriOne show.
Oh, God. I intentionally have been skipping to post about this jam stuff because my point of view is going to be shocking to everybody.
We're here, so don't post and talk about it.
Let me bring a balance to it.
Okay.
I will never criticize school. Let me even say the words of my exact spiritual director when he told me. He said, "Kathryn, you need school for the exposure. You need school for the knowledge. You need school for the relationships."
Exposure, knowledge, and relationship. So that's good.
Yes. So I feel sorry, but in this thing I mentioned, you didn't hear me say learning.
True.
Yeah, that's because
no, but I could classify learning inside knowledge.
Knowledge, yeah. But most of the things I feel we learn in school, Nigerian school, it's not even what you're supposed to learn on a normal day. Okay.
Example.
I'm an English student.
Okay.
I study English in Nigeria. I asked my lecturer, was that 2 weeks ago, while he was teaching a dimension, what's that topic again? I can't remember. Transformational TGG or something like that. And I asked, he was thinking it was a serious question. I asked, I said, "Sir, what problem would this solve in our Nigerian economy?"
So indirectly from what you are saying, Nigerian curriculum of education also somehow needs to change.
It needs to. It needs a reform. Now we are seeing the change. The reason why a whole lot of people, I'm not trying to support the fact that we no longer carry this studious attitude as young people. But you see that the world is changing. A child right now, you give a child a book and a phone, they prefer the phone. Why? Because you believe that if I open a TikTok account today, if I take it seriously, I can earn from it. If I open a YouTube channel today, if I take it seriously in 6 months, in 1 year, I can earn from it. You are trying to tell me to go to a school that I will stay for 4 years, if not 5 years or 6 years, if Corona or strike does not happen. I will Corona or strike. No, that is it. If Corona or strike does not, and then I will come out and start looking for a job.
I wish to apply.
And start applying again. No, you can't tell me.
I like what you're saying. I enjoy your pain. I think it's a pain point. If you want to send message currently now to the Ministry of Education, including the government and stuff, what will you say to them? That's your camera.
Reform the curriculum from primary school to secondary school to the university. Reform it. Enough of teaching in social studies and civic education, state and enough of state and capital. Abia Umaya. Let the children start learning skills from primary 5. In fact, even in our days, it was better because we had things like home economics where we literally do practicals. But now nobody does any practical. I can't even remember the last time I heard, let me say, should I even say the schools in my environment say, okay, let's take you for an excursion. Because where do you want to take a child to an excursion in Nigeria? Where is worthy of taking a child to for an excursion? Wow. You want to take a child to, okay, we are taking you for excursion for you to go and see. Will you even take them to the Aso Rock? What do you want
them to see in Aso Rock? And has a pinpoint currently now on my guest face.
This topic is long. So, but reform, the educational system needs a reform. The educational system needs a reform. That's why everybody now, you see, the people who can afford it, they are taking their children to, you hear them taking their children to British high school. What is British high school doing in Nigeria when there is a Nigeria?
Sometimes I think in Lagos, those schools are a lot in Lagos.
That's what, yes, and there are some of them here.
Okay, I'm not too familiar with Abuja stuff.
Yeah, there's some of them here in Abuja.
And I'm thinking, how come we are importing? I was asking one of the guys who came to visit me, I said, how come there's a lot of British school in Lagos and it's not solving Nigerian problem?
Because once they are done from, it's easy to take your child out from there to go and study.
Oh, so which means it...
Yes, that's the... In Nigeria never happened to use that. It's easier to do the connection from there. So if your child finishes from British high school and he wants to study in UK, it's easy. Now, this is why you who finishes from...
So it's also a jackpot strategy.
It's a strategy. You think they pay 1 point something million per term for nothing? It's a strategy. So this is why you that just finished in one school that nobody knows about, before you go outside, only to stamp your passport, you know what it takes.
In your field as a coach and also as an inspirational speaker, I don't like generalizing this thing of male, female and stuff, but it's out there. We just have to accept it and stuff. Do you think it's accommodating for the females who are coming out currently now, or it is still a male-dominated industry?
It's accommodating for females. It's accommodating.
You look excited, enjoying it. Can you please share with us what's the secret that you have discovered?
Very accommodating. I mean, the social media is that platform that should I call it a leveler?
Okay.
So the only limitation you have on social media is yourself. If you choose today to come out on social media and say it's Gary you are selling as a woman, it opens its hands to you. If you say you want to turn into a coach, it opens. If you say you want to start sharing your experience, maybe you're a woman that just gives birth in a Nigeria hospital and you want to document the processes, you want to become a coach, a Nigerian woman, just call it a name. And come out. It gives you a platform.
So there is no patriarchy kind of game that is happening?
No, not anymore. Not anymore. I don't know if other people experience it, but me, I just know how to keep people in their space because, you see.
You see, now you're coming gradually. You're giving people in their space, okay?
Because I try my best to balance what I do.
Okay.
When I post things because the major reason why I post and it feels like, okay, you're directing to women is that even the men, they don't know how to engage on social media.
How?
Except if it is a controversial issue. No, I would say, that's what I'm saying from my perspective, right?
Okay.
The
men don't know how to engage except the social issues.
On controversial, yes.
Oh, controversial issues.
Yes, on controversial issues.
Why?
Okay, like some of the posts, I made a post yesterday.
Okay.
I think is having about 6,000 likes or something. And then I was going to the comment, which I've deleted. And the ones, it's from male, the ones I deleted. I was talking about I said, ladies, do not let I was addressing the issue of dressing. And then I put it out there, and then there goes some man. I said, hey, oh my God. And a man came, let me go straight. The topic was like, don't let your pants or lining show why you dress. And then a man, not one, not two, I think there were 3. I was saying that if as a lady you dress and I don't see that, I can't get attracted to you. You, like what? You see, so it's, for me, I think in the world, so that's why the other part of inspiration, like the ones, I just bring a balance to it in the morning. Like in the morning today, I just had to, I put out something more inspirational that can address both male and female. And then I know when to bring that addresses the female. And I've realized that when I just bring like only a male topic, a whole lot of guys just run away from it. So that's when I realized that, sorry, but a whole lot of people just sound or sing wise on social media. But when you bring real discussions, they just find their way to run. So it's when I post like to the ladies that you can even see the comments of ladies saying, "Oh, I've gone through." But for the guys,
I think because guys, we're not wired to talk.
yes, that's true.
A guy coming out as being vulnerable
and you
becomes
know,
a
it's
problem.
really very bad because I'm really looking forward to more men coming out to talk. I don't know if you're in Nigeria when this issue happened. There was this socialite wedding of a young man who cried. His name is, you know,
Oh, the one for Eniola, something.
yes,
I think
he
I saw it.
cried
Yeah.
and it made a whole lot of wave. And most men came out and like, as a guy, you don't cry like that, like that, like that. And their reason is you don't cry for a lady, you know, just better reason. I'm asking, who gave this kind of notion or intention that men shouldn't cry, like men can't express themselves?
So, which posture or position do you stay?
I think that if you have been to that point of real friendship, you have like their kind of friendship is something not just for 5 years, but has gone over and beyond. I mean, there's a
Are
possibility.
you saying that it is possible for a man to cry
Yes,
or
it
not
is.
to cry?
It is. It is. A man should be able to, and I'm not saying because what most men are saying is that someone literally made out the word. They said in biblical masculinity, this does not represent biblical masculinity. And then I was like, what's biblical masculinity? And he said it's the way the scripture places men. And then I said, you know, I was even trying to say, even my Jesus cried though.
No, he cried. He cried.
Yeah, but though he did not cry for a woman, but what happened that made him cry was when actually the women came, Martha and Mary came, and my brother is dead. It moved Jesus to seeing his people, the people he loved, in pain, right? So you are seeing somebody you have been so close with over the years, you know, travel around the world. And I don't know how true this, but the person she encountered or she got married with, I think when they met, it was she and her friend on the same trip. That was how close I feel.
I think somebody once asked me the question about that stuff.
So
I'm like, see, me as I say, maybe
but,
the guy
you know,
like,
when it's only on this issue. When I posted on it, that was when I saw some men coming out. I saw other men who truly said, a man can cry. A man should be able to express his emotion freely. And
I believe we should be able to express our emotions.
because I think I am always tired of this fact that I don't roll around guys who always this thing of nothing is happening to me, nothing is wrong with me. I know my friend. For me, I know my friends. In fact, most of my friends are guys. So I am the type of.
When I hear that, I'm tempted to ask you ladies. Now, thank God you said it.
Oh, well.
When just say, oh, now you people need to put balance on this thing because if are confusing my destiny gradually. Why is it easier for you ladies to be friends with guys than you ladies be friends with your fellow ladies? I need an answer.
Because we know that we are trouble.
You guys are trouble?
Yes.
With your fellow comrade?
Yes, we are trouble.
How?
Ladies, we know we are trouble. But above all, now, we are wired like babies.
You see, you are politically answering this question, right? So your we is longer than the answer you're giving.
No, yeah.
Okay.
As ladies, we are wired as babies. Now, we always want to be around places where there is protection.
Okay.
We always want to be around places where we can, you know, wisdom, someone that is wise. You see this thing of, okay, a lady will submit or this submission thing. People only feel it should happen in marriage.
Okay.
But I feel for me, my perspective is that from as a little girl, I always want to submit to somebody a knowledge that is higher than mine.
Yeah.
And in this part of the world where you live in, you hardly have, aside your mother as a lady, you hardly have a woman you want to be a friend with that is not trying to, but it's easier to do that with a guy. You understand? When it's easier for you to look at a guy and say, and that is good in his business and all that, and is ready to put you through than doing same with the woman.
So which means the women support structure for one another. It's not.
It depends on the circle you find yourself. There's a level where you come to and it favors you.
Okay.
But if you are still growing, if you're still trying to get up there, there's a point. Notwithstanding, there's still people that this lady or bestie thing has worked for. But for me, let me say the way I grew and my own story, everything made me wired to have more of, because from all of my experiences, the people that guided me through, even though I think at some point in my life, I literally didn't want to have anything to do with the guys, especially after the rub my back, rub your back issue. And I have some other things. I told myself that men were not worth it. So I'm sorry, I said.
Oh my God! You're in trouble.
I kind of told myself, but at the same time, I still saw a different shade.
Tempted to ask you, flip question now. SMD, pick a number. Which one are you? S, M, or D?
What is this, Lord? If I pick M, I'm in the middle.
I pick M in the middle. So which one are you picking?
Let's go for M.
M. So it means you're married.
No.
Okay. S literally there means single.
Oh, right.
M means married. Then D means divorce.
No. I meant at the S.
It's happy S.
I'm at the S.
Okay, now I'm happy now you come back to S. As a single person, when it comes to, because I want to talk on your purpose coach stuff, a single person, chances are within your work framework that you do, we have this very particular dichotomy whereby women currently now are afraid, especially the singles, based on the narrative that they have been able to, for lack of a better word, adopt from their family. They are scared in terms of committing to a serious relationship. And I'm glad you're a single, you're a coach, purpose coach, let me put that. What metrics will you help this very particular single person understanding that you're single, so which means you have the pain experience, like you said, that there's a dimension of pain that can reveal something to you. What advice will you give to this very particular person? Understand, and I'm glad you said you have friends who are guys, so which means you have not totally write us off.
No.
Good.
I still love men. Our world still need men.
Is that? We live in a world now whereby now women are doing their stuff, men are doing their stuff.
Seriously.
So these days you have to be political and ask this question. What advice will you give to someone lady, finding it difficult for them to, like this thing called relationship, I'm tired. I don't know how to navigate from this very particular place. Now talk to your single ladies.
Please give love a chance. So.
Tempted to ask you, are you giving?
Daily. Daily. I show love to my neighbors daily. But
you know where I'm coming from.
In that direction, ladies, I still believe my parents are married for more than 35 years. So whenever...
But how come this generation cannot even be in a relationship?
It is because a lot of things have gone wrong in this generation. A lot. Such
as? You're a coach, please enlighten us.
Such as people don't want to be committed. I would say we're in a short-term generation. Reels, everything. If your post is long, somebody will literally type it. Please, somebody should read it and explain.
So now your post is 2 sentences, 3 sentences.
Yeah, I see that on my comment section. There was one post, somebody came down and said, please, if you are done reading, explain to me. Give me a summary. So we're in that summary generation.
So, and that is also affecting the relationship side of things.
Everybody I want to be here and be here and be here at the same time. Meanwhile, you see that a whole lot, especially when you meet purposeful people, they want to be committed to somebody. We still believe that genuine love, genuine relationship, beautiful marriages still happen. I believe in it. Because I see my parents every day and they are my mirror. So I believe in it. So, but we get...
No, you see, this is where the controversial side of me comes in. You see your parents every day and they're your mirror.
Yes.
If your parents were not there, which mirror will you have uphold? Will you still believe in the institution?
There are lots. There are lots.
No, that's what I'm saying now. Let's flip the card. If your parents are not together, will you still believe in the institution of relationship/marriage?
I don't know, because they are together. And I can't...
That's Nigerian answer for you, finally. I have tried to get you guys to be straightforward. You guys are playing politics.
No.
Why is an average Nigerian politician? Why?
Survival.
But that's too much of a burden.
No. You asked me if my parents were not together. You should take me into my next world to do that for me to see it play out. I am still in my current world. How do you expect me to know that? So my parents are together. I see them, they love themselves, they have their little misunderstanding, but oh my God, but guess what? You can't do nothing. If I have seen people who came out of broken homes make beautiful marriages.
True.
It all boils down to the mindset.
To the mindset of the individuals.
Yes. Because some people come out from that same broken home and feel like they want to be players all their life. While some people come out and say they want to make it better. They don't want to ever see their child go through what they went through.
If somebody is currently now struggling as a coach, because my time is about to come to a close now, so I would try to quickly touch some of the stuff, wants to find a career path, and they are literally on a T-junction, not knowing what to pick from, what would be your advice?
Purpose is a journey.
Yeah, they're in the T-junction. I've already found my purpose to a T now.
Yeah.
So how do I navigate from this very particular T-junction?
It is a journey. So the thing is that most people just want to get it here and now. I feel you have come from somewhere. And from those experiences, you should be able to define what your stance is right now or what you should stand from. Most people are scared of looking back to what they've been through. And that's why they don't get to see what they should be. At the point I was scared of sharing my story, saying all of these things. And in those days when I didn't like talking about these things, it never brought me to that understanding that you are supposed to be a coach to help these people do this thing. Until I had to accept this is what it used to be. So it is from this journey you are crafting a path. And from where you are now to where you are going is what will lead you to.
So which means if I can hear you right, the ability for you to accept your journey also.
Yes. That's why I started by saying purpose is a journey.
So many people
didn't just appear where you are at that T-junction.
So what if my journey to here, it's rough and I don't want to be able to accept it, but I need something to navigate? What then happens?
You have to accept you first. Accept what you've been through.
But it's painful.
Sure. It's a lot. It's painful. Most of them, I can't even tell how many times I cried. I can't tell how many times I hid myself when I saw my kids going to school. I can't tell of how many times in fact, at a point, because of how I walked myself up, somebody literally said I should ask my mom if I am a sickle cell.
Huh?
Yeah, someone said that to me.
On social media?
Not on social media.
Face to face. Are you Nigerian? You guys have mind.
Someone said I should ask my mom because that was when I was working as a laundry girl. So I appear at 7 a.m. and it was so, you see, I'm very...
People just throw things like...
Someone literally said I should ask my mom. Let's see, as Nigerians, we come very humbly, but we chew bullets. So she was like, see, don't think this thing I'm saying like, but ask your mom if you're sickle cell because you're always falling sick. And it was literal stress. So I've been through all of those parts. And it was me accepting, okay, this is what you've been through. This is your story. So from it, you can craft your part. So accept it, then you can find the...
As a purpose coach, how do you help people distinguish between societal pressure and authentic pressure? Especially in a high-pressured culture like your country.
Nigeria. It's my country. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of my country.
Because she's proud of it, it's okay.
I'm pround.
But that being said, family, we'll be coming back on this very particular final segment and stuff just to make sure that she breathed properly, because we need that as a yardstick to begin to bring this conversation to a close. And then she will tell us how you can find her. And also for those of you who are Rwandans, Kenyans, and South Africa, she's already said it to us at the beginning that there's a country she wants to explore. Let's try and see how much we can definitely include her on the Japa card that I carry. Hopefully she will come back.
Yeah. I want to come to these countries.
You're not coming back?
If people give me a good place, like good, I would, you know.
You would not consider coming back. It was nice knowing you guys.
I can come once in a year.
To just visit the family and come back. We'll be right back just now.
Not 2027 per se. I was explaining this. I told someone was in the US and was telling me that he has an opportunity to work here, but he loves Nigeria and he wants to come back to Nigeria. I said, let us person think about your children.
So now people coming to like give your children a good future, leave Nigerian passport out of it.
Because something happened, and this year, I can't remember when, but I think in the eastern part of Nigeria where a teacher or someone shot a child dead for playing football into his compound. And
No, someone shot somebody for
child.
playing football
Yes.
into their compound.
Yes.
Did the ball?
The child was trying to go over the fence to pick the ball and was shot dead. That was not my pain point. The child was already dead and the man was already arrested. But guess what? The other students from the school where the boy attended entered this house and started destroying things. Children I'm talking to you about 11, 12, 13. You usually see children picking up sticks and hitting a car for that age. It's terrible. That's why I said what is to come is more than VDM. Because if this is a society we are raising.
Are you saying that Nigeria are literally a walking time bomb, or what's going on?
You can say that. You can say that. Because at that age, if the thought a child can have at that age is to go and destroy someone's property with that kind of...
The question is, where did you even learn that from?
Where did you learn that?
I think because for me, that's the thing I'm thinking. Where did you learn that?
Where did you learn that? Where did you see that? How did we get here? That me like this, I'm still scared of picking a bottle and hitting, and I'm seeing a child hitting the glass like this. So I just told the person, for your children's sake,
That's the way you are.
accept that job. Just for your children. Even if you would just accept and keep your wife and your child. If you want to come back, come back. But
do you think currently now, when you look at it from your lens, when you look at the leadership landscape in Nigeria, do you think we have leaders who can take Nigeria to its promised land?
the ones currently,
Well, is that the ones?
the ones that are on seats currently, is this thing recording?
Now she's smart. She's like, this is recording. I don't want trouble.
Because what I want to say is that if they can bundle them
Okay.
and just take them somewhere, the current ones,
Robin Island.
somewhere, anywhere that's not Nigeria,
So where would they go and drop them? Because they still have to rule that side.
they should rule themselves. Because I'm sure at that point they will kill themselves. Because they will literally, there's nobody to reap at this point.
Wow.
Then just look through, like, the fact is that even as a good person in Nigeria, you can't survive as a good person in Nigeria.
I've noticed it.
You can't survive as a honest
I'm
person.
fast. I think my younger brother once taught me something when I entered the country a few years ago. And he said, when you want to do transaction in this country, forget about the good. I'm like, I don't understand. He said, first and foremost, check the bad. If you can be able to cope with the amount of bad, then it's fine. So because leave the good is easy for you to pick for. But you see the bad, he said, no matter how you take the good, there's always the bad that will come as a package. So leave the good and just
It's hard. You can't even be a good person and survive as a good person. You want to be decent, you want to be good. You don't want you don't want to soil your hand in trouble. It's hard. Here.
I'm tempted from your generation, correctly now, you are exposed to the concept of this Biafra stuff and co.
No.
You know, at the quick no.
No. Because I still feel we are beautiful the way we are.
And so you don't believe in that?
We are just messed. Our mentality, our leaders, and ourselves. I won't say just the leaders, because if they give you and you refuse to take, you will not take it. Because if they give you and you accept it. The unity is beautiful. I love how, should I say, Igbo and Yoruba look at themselves and still, give ourselves these gospels. But if you come to the real world, we are loving.
We are loving people. I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
But it's just that some people in us are just still, but I still don't, that won't still make me support them, because even alone, we are capable of doing more terrible things.
Wow.
Yes. We are sincere with ourselves. saying Igbo go one side, Yoruba go one alone. We still have people amongst us that still so.
All right, my question I ask you, and I think I'll just do a refresher course, is a question around purpose. How do you distinguish between the societal pressure and authentic pressure in a country that is already pressured as Nigeria?
Now, any pressure or form of pressure that does not seem like it's going to make you a better version of you right now, it's not an authentic pressure. Now, anything, if you find yourself in a state where you feel pressurized, first question first, how would this affect me? Positively, negatively? Most people in Nigeria fall for societal pressure more.
Okay.
Why? Social media.
Mm-hmm.
We spend more time with social media or people on social spaces than we spend with ourselves.
I hear you. Mm-hmm.
So the authentic pressure is that one that you look at, or that if you accept, you know that this comes with a level of peace and not destruction.
Okay.
Societal pressure comes more with, I call it destruction. I don't want to give it another name. I don't want to, because we are used to carving sweet names out of bitter things. We don't like calling a spade a spade. I'm always an advocate of being yourself.
Okay.
Standing out, being yourself. And one of my posts that trended lately is, I would advise every young lady to do a BBL. I don't know if you saw that. And when I made that post, a whole lot of people were already thinking it was the BBL. But I tagged that brain book lift. Brain book lift.
Oh, brain book lift. Okay.
And that societal pressure always comes with a level of destruction. Now, the way you can differentiate it is that this societal pressure most times does not come with an advantage. It comes with more disadvantage.
Societal pressure we're talking about. Okay.
Yes, than the advantage. Because most times, and people fall for this societal pressure because it seems more advantageous at the initial stage. And it is simply because we have more people that don't think long term, but short term.
What enforces people not to have a long-term strategy in dealing with pressure?
It is simply because, should I say it the way you said it? Because I want to say it so that it will connect very well.
Okay.
Because of the survival instinct.
Hey.
Everybody you are just thinking, this is why as a Nigerian, if someone wants to ask you what a so-called successful question, they say, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? You don't think beyond the 5 years.
So just 5 years is the benchmark, like after 5 years.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens from there.
It's like there's a stamp there. So this, okay, let's just get what is going to work now. Is what make people get into pressure, societal pressure. So somebody can just go, because you just got into maybe 2 movies on Nollywood, the next thing we are seeing you with BBL. And you didn't ask yourself, how long are you going to be in the movies? How long am I going to be there? Is it that there's something, and the way I see life, like I define purpose is a journey. You don't see yourself, okay, what if there's a dimension of me that's supposed to be a politician tomorrow?
Like Fuki Akindele.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think there's this other one again. Desmond something.
Elliot. What if, am I thinking, how would this profit me there? The truth is, most Nigerians, the definition of mentorship is like, I don't know where they got it from. They just feel like you should be so responsible for their life. So you see,
I should be so responsible for their life.
As a mentor.
Why?
That's how they see it. So when you see somebody actually placing a price to mentorship, it's because they know what their eyes are seeing. Their eyes don't see shaky.
I don't understand. Like, okay.
Most people, except those ones that have come to get knowledge about this thing called mentorship. So most people want to say I posted something jokingly. I said with the high rate of mentor me on my DM, I should start charging for it. almost every day, I get 2 or 3 be my mentor. Today I've received 2. And when they say be my mentor, guess what? They're expecting that you call them every day. That's what are you doing today? Have you read books today? They don't want, if you want to know who is truly
I don't want to laugh. Let me be serious.
interested in your mentorship, put a price.
That's your skill, your time, your investment, and somebody's expecting you to not put a price.
They want it for. That's actually part of the reason why that wonderful.
But do you have a program?
I have meetings. Guess what? I did a free one, mentorship, last year. Like free. Come and learn free. In the group, I had it was on Telegram, I had like 300 people. When it was a day because it was free, I had less than 30 people.
Are people really serious with their life?
You see social media, it's just... So you see those 30, those are the ones that can, if you say, okay, pay me, they will really say, yes, I'm interested. Yes, I'm really interested. They'll see the rest. Oh, no. All this mentor, me just tell them. The most I tell them, most people right now, just say, get access to maybe my book or one of my courses. You have access to me.
So you don't have the direct mentorship and coaching kind of stuff?
No, I've not placed the system like direct mentorship, direct coaching.
So if somebody's watching you now and they want that
to reach me, I do
$18,000.
Yes, I call the price. But you can contact me. We'll see what we can do about it. It depends, you know.
All right. I think because of time, how can we find you as we begin to bring our thoughts to a close?
Yes, you can find me on all social media platforms. Facebook, Kathryn Esther Clement. Kathryn like KATHRY.
Not the C, not the C Kathryn.
For you, you're still wondering, Kathryn. It's Kathryn. The way you call it.
Kathryn. Okay.
Yes, and on TikTok, Kathryn Inspiration. Instagram, Kathryn Inspiration. LinkedIn, Kathryn Esther Clement. YouTube, Kathryn Esther Clement. Kathryn Inspiration. You find me. I'm all around.
All right, family. I think I've enjoyed myself. This is one of the honest person I'll say I've talked to in Abuja that made me understand that things are... Well, the survival instinct is very high. And so please, the information that's available on the screen, you can use it to follow and also find her. And the mentorship program she talks about, please, I want to encourage you Nigerians. She said so. You're not a diaspora, so I can't really picture her. Please, mentorship is important. Coaching is important. When you find people who you know that are currently operating in the space that you are planning to get to, please and please. Salvation is not free. It costs God his only begotten son, and it costs your lifestyle and buying Bible. So because of that, don't make your journey to excellence more difficult. Get mentors, get coach. And if you feel that she has what you need, please reach out to her. You respond to social media?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, some people don't respond. Which one do you respond easily to?
Let's say Instagram, because I don't have too much.
Yeah, she said Instagram, so you guys go on Instagram and go and do your thing. Because some people
LinkedIn, Instagram, but Facebook, my spam everywhere is full.
It's full.
Yeah.
All right, family, and that's how we've come to the end. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you.
Thank you too,
but I hope it was not too stressful for you.
No, it wasn't. It was
so all the panic you're panicking now is all over.
I wasn't panicking, actually. I was just,
you were just worried in terms of send me the questions, send me this.
Nigeria, when you're talking about Nigeria issues, you just have to be careful. Maybe call your lawyer to stand on guard.
No worry. Your video case is not there yet at the moment.
To stand on guard and then be sure that what you're saying is being,
No, that's nothing. Thank you so much, family. Looking forward to seeing you in Kenya.
Yeah, Rwanda, South Africa. See you soon, South Africa. Let me say this so that you guys, when you see me, you know that it came to reality, right?
No problem. Bye for now, and thank you.
Thank you, too.
Hello, my AfriOne family. I'm so excited today to be on your screen wherever you're watching it from. I want to say thank you. And also to the followers and the subscribers, I want to say thank you to you all and to my beautiful guests who have graced me in this 1 year sitting on this very particular platform. I want to say thank you under the umbrella of AfriOne Show. So today, quickly, I'm here to just talk to you about 2 new products that we have released. One of them is known as the AfriOne Net, AfriOne Property. Can't blame me. I like my AfriOne network. And the second one is known as AfriOne Invest. And the first one, AfriOne Property, and the second one, AfriOne Invest. I want to encourage you, please. Are you a property owner, or maybe you're an agent, or you are a startup and you're looking for a platform for you to be able to put your properties? I want to encourage you, please, now go visit property.afrione.africa for you to get registered and also for you to start listing. You never can tell. You might be sitting with me here on this very particular table as we're going to be talking about all things property. And also on the second side of things, for those of you who are business people, you are intending to start your own business and you want to check how the market is. You want to see if your ideas are going to fly. Or maybe for you, you are literally at a stage where you need to scale, but you need funding. With AfriOne Invest, it's a crowdfunding platform where people come and put their ideas and put their stuff with a possibility of either giving an equity out or probably a stake, or maybe you're looking for a partner or just a seed investor, or maybe for you just want to crowdfund people who just like your idea, just want to give you seed for you to be able to run your business. I want to encourage you also, please visit invest.afrione.africa. Invest.afrione.africa. I look forward also for me to sit with you all, either on the property side, on the business side, which is the invest side, for us to just talk about all things property and all things business. Thank you so much. Please explore this very particular website and tell us what is your experience. And definitely we're trying as much as possible for us to get all kinds of different stakeholders within the property space and also within the investment space. So if you're watching me currently and you know that you're a professional in any of this very particular field that I've mentioned right now, why don't you hit us on an email? The email is currently available on the screen, and let's get talking. You never can tell. Your idea, your skill, your coaching and your mentorship program might help somebody to be the next business tycoon in Africa. I'll see you on the flip side in you making money with us. Bye for now. Thank you.